to make this as awkward as possible. Just please hold. Thank you. Appreciate your patience. Hope you're all doing wonderful and amazing. Merry Christmas. Almost. I won't have the time to do a live stream anywhere close to Christmas, but Merry Christmas to you all, and I hope everything is going well for you specifically, whoever's watching this. I hope you're doing amazing. I'm doing wonderful, actually. I'm doing quite fantastic. But I just want to do this random live stream with y'all. That's just the way it goes. Do some AMA. Ask me anything. You guys looking to get into IT? You got questions? I might have answers. I'm sure there are plenty of people in this chat who have answers if I don't have them. And if I don't have them, I'll reach out to the social medias and try to find answers for you. That's what we try to do here. We just try to help people. That's it. That's what it's all about. Speaking of helping people, do you guys want free stuff? Because I'm going to give away some free stuff today. I didn't put that in the description or in the thumbnail or anything like that. But I'm definitely going to give away some courses from TCM Security. So if you guys are interested in security, well, then I definitely I can help you out there. And then maybe we'll do like a Amazon gift card or something. I don't know. You tell me. You tell me what you guys want to win. Maybe I can help you out. And hello to everybody in the chat. The bearded IT dad, John Haas. How you doing, sir? Mafia boy, it is good to see you as always. Where can you get free Udemy courses? I don't know. Who cares about Udemy? I hate Udemy. Udemy is trash garbage. You heard it here first. It's probably not the first time you heard it, but Udemy sucks. There's a lot of great content on Udemy, but if you're asking about getting free content on Udemy, you're in the wrong place. I'll tell you that right meow. I need to move this chat over. Is the camera working okay? Is it a little lagged? I'm wondering if it's I know the lights look goofy. Ooh. Anyway, free stuff, here you come. Oh man, I'm picking random people. FYI, I'm not doing no crazy like, oh, you got to press like all these emotes and go sign up here. Like, I just want to give away some random stuff to random people. It's not like laggy. All right. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Malibu 8800. You got your first IT cert, CompTIA A+. Any tips on creating an entry-level IT resume? I know the best bet that I would tell you is to join the KevTech IT support Discord server. And I'm sure somebody here is amazing enough to provide you a link to that Discord server, but I know that they help people all the time over there with their resumes. That would be my best bet. Like, honestly, I have a video or two about resumes, and they could be helpful for you. But if you're really looking for more direct support, I'm sure that his Discord server can serve you very, very well. For sure. Background looks awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. That goofy hat, though, whatever. I'm a goofy guy. You guys have no idea. I am such a goofball. How do you feel about Code Academy? I don't know enough about Code Academy to tell you anything about Code Academy. That's what I could tell you about Code Academy. What kind of entry-level cybersecurity jobs can I get? You're also in a boot camp. Well, boot camps are garbage, so that's all I can say about boot camps. And I don't know what kind of entry-level cybersecurity job you can get because I don't know what your qualifications are. So I can't help you on that. But if you tell me what your qualifications are, possibly I could help. It's very, very possible that I could. Amen. I don't know. I'm terrible with names. We'll show it here. You got your first entry-level IT role as a help desk analyst. Looking forward to getting into the IT industry. Congratulations. That's awesome. I'm very, very happy for you. I'm very excited. That's so exciting. First getting into this field sometimes. Like, be excited about it. Don't be nervous. So many people are like, oh my gosh, now I'm starting my job and now I'm freaking out. Don't freak out. Ask questions. Have a good time. Like, it'll be okay. I promise you. Lethal Senpai, you're having a hard time even being spoken to. Is it the holiday season making it harder? I'm not sure what I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know. The season sucks for a lot of people, and nobody wants to talk to anybody ever. So, meh. Question for someone who's a novice and aiming to enter the cybersecurity with an interest in cuber virology. What resources would you recommend? Wrong channel. I don't know. I have no idea. Like, I would go into many details on that question, but I'm not, because if you're looking to get into cybersecurity, there's so many different things. There's so much to learn about cybersecurity, and there's so many different sectors of cybersecurity. It's such a, like, I feel like Simply Cyber. You guys can look him up on YouTube. Look up Simply Cyber. He does a phenomenal job, and I know he just put out a video recently where he's talking about getting entry level job or getting entry level cyber jobs. That would be the best person that I tell you to check out. Cyber viral. I can't even pronounce words right now. Nobody knows. I had surgery last week. Well, it's been a week today. Yeah, it's been a week today that I had surgery, and I'm still like not. Still not all there, if you will. I can't, and I can never talk anyway. But I'm just gonna shut my mouth. Just gonna shut my mouth. Sorry. And what would be the next steps after getting the Security Plus and Network Plus and a help desk experience? Well, what would you want to do? What areas of IT interest you the most? Like, once you get help desk experience, like once you get experience, you don't need to necessarily focus too much on, like, getting if you're getting experience right now in your job, right? Like, you don't have to focus too much on those certifications unless they're going to directly align with, like, the path that you're looking to go down. And I always tell people this, like, once you work in like any type of entry level IT job, like, you'll be there for a year, 2, 3, 4, whatever. You get to learn so much about the industry, and going into it, you can have an idea that you want to become XYZ. Like, you want to become a system administrator, you want to become a network engineer. But after you start working in the field for a couple of years, you're going to learn so much about so many different technologies that things change, right? Like, I know when I first started out, I was like, I want to be in networking. Like, I want to be a network engineer. And then I started working in IT, like, while I was trying to figure this out, like, you know, this is the path for me. Like, I think I like this. I definitely want to go down that way. But once I was, like, working in the field and saw what, like, network administrators and engineers did, and I was just like, that's not for me. That's not what I want to do. Like, do I want to learn some of these skills? Yes, absolutely. Like, I still want to have this knowledge, but I don't want to walk down that path. So I'm not going to walk down that path. I'm going to take my own path and find some, things that I did like. And I went more down the route of system administration, and then, like, blah, 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 whatever. But yeah, it's okay to, like, take time to figure out what you want to do in this field. It's okay. That's what I want to say about that. Will of the Henry, you're in school for IT, going for A plus, network and security. Is this good? I hope you know what you're talking about. Yeah. What do you want to do? Like, your program is going to help you get the A plus and network plus and security plus. Is that what you're saying? Or what? Like, it's learning this stuff is always good. And I tell people that, especially when it comes to, like, network plus specifically, because I don't like that certification, but just learning the material on it is going to be very, very helpful for you. So there's just, yeah, man, my brain is firing at like 8,000, I don't know, whatever right now. I'm on 100. I'll just say that. Brandon Fisher, what's going on, boss? It is good to see you. How have it been this past holiday season? I've been awesome, man. I really have. Like, I'm excited. There's so much happening. There's so much that happened in my life in the last year, especially the last year. Um, and there's so much to come for 2022. I'm just, like, stoked. I could tell you right now, um, I feel better than I probably ever have in my entire life. Like, that is no lie. 100%. I mean that with all of my heart. And it's yeah. You guys will see. You'll see. You'll see. That's all I can say. That's all I want to say. Is automation eliminating jobs in IT? No. Automation will eliminate things that you do, but it's not going to eliminate jobs altogether. I mean, is there a possibility there's something going to, like as we evolve down this road of automation and all that, possibly could it eliminate some jobs? Possibly. I don't see that happening anytime soon, but I'm no expert in the future. I can't predict it, but I wouldn't worry about that. If anything, I would learn automation, right? Like I would learn scripting. Like that'd be an amazing start for anybody who's like trying to get into IT. Learn scripting, PowerShell, Bash, whatever. I don't care. Anything, Python. Like all, these things can be so automating bits and pieces of your job can be extremely helpful for you, very beneficial for you. Jerry, you're looking forward to getting to the blue side, thinking of getting the blue team level 1 from security blue team. Do you think EJPT would be? I don't know who's calling me right now. Sorry, would be essential for me. Also, I hear great things about that certification. Honestly, um, it's definitely a route that you could take. An alternative would be, of course, the PNPT from TCM Security. Shameless plugging of TCM Security. My bad, y'all. Not really. But yeah, the practical network penetration tester certification. Um, it is the most practical certification like on the market right now, for sure. When it comes to security, when it specifically comes to penetration testing and learning the tools, the skills, the methodologies, all that, that's going to be your best bet. Brandon Fisher, how's the TCM gig going? I love my job. I love what I do. I working with Heath Adams is like the coolest thing in the world. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, just the impact that we have as a company, like, and it's huge to me. It's everything that like I could ask for in working with anybody, right? Like working for an organization that uh just generally believes and follows the same ideals and everything that you do is just like amazing, right? It's just like it's a I like to say it's like almost a perfect fit, right? Because nothing's perfect, and that's why I say almost. And I'm not saying anything bad about it because there's nothing I could not say anything bad about what I'm doing right now. Everything is going freaking amazing, and it it makes me feel so many different ways emotionally, quite honestly. In great ways, like great ways. It's just like when you always wanted to do something and have a big impact in helping people, right? Like we and you find somebody who shares those same feelings and wants to help people and make an impact and make things different in a positive way. It's like, man, it's so it's such a hard thing to describe because it just I don't know, man. It means so much to me. Like honestly, I can't tell you enough how much the opportunity that I have right now means to me because we're truly changing people's lives and it's affordable, right? Like that's the thing about it. Like it's affordable. Like anybody can do it too. I don't know. There's just anyway. Sorry. I'm gonna get off my thing here right now. Sorry. I'm gonna stop talking about it because you make me all emotional. Thank you. But thank you, Brandon. Following your passion makes it seem like working at all. Yep. It's true. Like I don't feel like I'm working. Like I don't feel like it's a job, man. It's just like it feels like this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And that is the craziest thing about all of it. Is like this is what I should be doing. Because I don't know if a lot of you know, I did this live stream back in like September with Duan Lightfoot, whom I love like a brother. I love this guy. But he brought me on his show to talk about like how I got started in IT. And there's a lot of things that I said in that live stream that I've never said before on this channel. Um on just like how everything progressed and got started, but back in like 1999, the year 2000, like all I did was develop websites and learn like search engine optimization and essentially internet marketing, right? And then like social media came along, and like I started to learn about that. So I learned like marketing that revolves around that, right? And it wasn't until like 2008, 2009 where the majority of my focus then kind of really transitioned to more dedicated like infrastructure IT. Um, it was a funny thing like back in the early 2000s and stuff, because if if somebody knew that you knew something about computers, like they always, and it's still the same to the day, but like they always assume that you knew everything, right? Like you knew everything about computers just because you knew one little thing. Um, so like, and I'm the person that like I want to help people and I like to learn new things. So I would never turn somebody down, and that's how I got into like consulting. Like when I was consulting, doing web development and things like that, like it would turn into like, hey, can you help us with our computers? Can you help us with our printers? Can you help us with our servers? And it's like, well, I mean, I can try to figure it out. Like, let's go. Let's try. And I found that like I was much more interested in infrastructure side, and now I still love the infrastructure side of things, but it's just like now the job that I get to do gets to like I get to utilize all of the talents that I've like built up over the years, like all of these skills that I've worked on since like literally the year 2000. So the last 22 years, like that's how long I've been screwing with just the internet and marketing and computers, and just everything. It's just it's crazy. Sorry, I'm here to help you guys. Who is there anybody here in the chat right now who is interested in penetration testing? Like anybody in the chat right now? Like does penetration testing sound like something that would be interesting to you as a job? Like just throw it in the chat. I know I got to wait because there's a stupid delay here. So I'm going to give it a few seconds. Where did I buy these lights on the wall? These are called nano leaf lights. Mafia Boy, do you have the practical ethical hacking course from TCM Security? I'm waiting for. I have to wait the responses because of the delay. I'm sorry, y'all. I'll try to pay attention. Ew, printers. Half my week so far was. I'm sorry, John. I hate printers. I'm going to answer this question real quick. The Hawk TV. What advice would I give to people like yourself trying to break into IT as a support technician? Apply for everything first of all. That's gonna be my best bet for like all the entry level jobs. You're just gonna apply for all of the entry level jobs. So if it says entry level on it, just freaking apply for it. Worry about the consequences later. Okay, like seriously. But things like the CompTIA A plus, like that is a great certification to help you at least learn the fundamentals of a lot of the technologies that you'd be working with on a day-to-day basis. Outside of that, learn Active Directory, learn about ticketing systems, have good soft skills. Like, when you go into an interview, like just be on your A game and try to be as outgoing as you possibly can, right? And it's okay to not know everything. Like, there's so much going through my head right now, and I'm sorry. um, there's just so much advice, and I've given so much advice on that specific question throughout the years. Like, my brain is probably just fried with like whatever way, like what all the different things I could tell you. I'm sorry for that. But if you go through this channel, there's like plenty of older videos that can definitely lay it out for you. I even built an entire course that says, hey, do you want to get started in IT? Like, here's everything that you can do to really gain an advantage over anybody else trying to get into this field. And I think that course, like, solid, like it's very solid and lays everything out for you and just explains it. So if you're at a point where like that you're trying to figure out how you get started, I think that course is probably your best bet. And if you would like that course, just like tell me right now and I will give it to you like for free. I will give you access. Mafia Boy, you don't have the practical ethical hacking course, but you do now. So please give me your email, Mafia Boy, and I will be enrolling you in the practical ethical hacking course at TCM Security. Merry Christmas. Love you. You've been around for a long time and I got to support you, brother. So if you want access to that course, It is all yours, sir. I just need your email. So if we're still on Discords together, you can hit me up on Discord or you can hit me up on LinkedIn and I'll get you access to that course. Lisa Walker, I got you. If you don't have the practical ethical hacking course from TCM Security, I got you, Lisa. Please either send me a message on Discord or send me a message on LinkedIn. You guys, linkedin.com/in/I am nerdy. I got you. Oh man, that's awesome. Davis DMD Davis D. Happy holidays to you, sir. Watched plenty of my videos and have been very helpful. You're now a level 1 analyst thanks to you. I'm glad I was able to be helpful in any way, but bro, give yourself all the props because you did all the hard work to get to where you're at. Oh, look at Mafia Boy. Thank you, sir. I got you, boo. Don't worry. I am going to send you that course right now. I actually have to buy the course. Heath is going to get so mad at me right now, but that's okay. Heath is like, so I work for TCM Security, if you guys don't know this. Because I was like, man, you can just give away the courses. I'm like, like you have access, like you could do this. I'm like, nah, man, like I got to support. I want to support people. That's what's up. Just hit me up on LinkedIn if you don't have Discord, because Discord. Rick R. How is Heath as a boss? I could not say greater things about this guy. I'm like so serious right now. He's one of the most legit people I've ever met in my entire life. He's definitely the best boss I've ever worked with for sure. Like I mean he's very supportive. He's there, if I need him for anything. And obviously like we're working remote, so he's not like over my shoulder all the time, but like sorry, I'm trying to talk and like buy this course at the same time. Why isn't this working? This card zip code failed validation. What? You are lying to me right now. Hold up, sorry. Yeah, he's really such an awesome guy. Happy Christmas, David Price. Let me deliver this gift. Thank you. Start. Love this. Ooh, no. Enter my account email and my name and the person email of recipient. And you want the practical ethical. I'm sorry. I'm literally just bought this course for Mafia Boy. All right, Mafia Boy, you should have an email with access to the course, bro. Love you long time. Sorry, now I gotta get back to getting back to the chat, yo. Would having a business administration degree be looked down upon if only the tech related stuff on a resume was served? No, like any type of a degree in IT is always going to be helpful for you. A degree by no it's not required, right? Like a degree is never going to be required, but it's always it will be required in some jobs. A degree will always be helpful for you. You don't necessarily need it, but yes, a degree will always help you. Are there certifications for scripting? You have IT experience, but you're currently out of work. You're thinking of getting certifications to boost your marketability. I don't think there's anything out there specifically related to scripting. I could be wrong because I haven't paid attention to that area for a while. But I'm pretty sure there's like nothing, like not anything that's like crazy that everybody knows about type of certification. Mafia Boy, you're awesome. You've been here for like ever, man. So you know what you're doing. If you have a quiet Christmas, well, have fun. That's a good course. Think I'm like 38% done with it. No, I think I'm further than that. I think I got further along on it. Where am I? Let's see. No, I'm interested. We're gonna look. 30%. 30% done with that course. I'm like 82% complete with the OSINT course. I'm super stoked about that. The OSINT course is what's up for sure. That course has been a lot of fun. Ryan, Merry Christmas. Your How to Be a Great Sysadmin video is a game changer and help you finally snag a sysadmin role. Can't say how thankful you are. Thoughts on all the. First of all, Merry Christmas, man, and congratulations to you because that's phenomenal. I'm glad that I was able to help you in any way. That's amazing. As far as the AWS outages go, I've just been waiting for this. Like, as somebody who's not been like very much like cloud focused, if you will, or cloud like interested. Like, I don't have a huge interest in the cloud, and I tend to. I'm very much like an optimist pessimist in many ways because I love to look at the good and the bad of things as often as I can. And that's always like been the thing about like the cloud that has been like one of the biggest questions for me is like, when is there going to be a significant disruption that is going to impact the way the world operates because of this, because of the cloud, and because the size of the cloud, right? Because of this, because of so many different organizations utilizing the cloud. Like, what happens when it goes down? Like, what is the impact? And like, I feel like that's always like the questions that you ask, right? Um, and it's crazy when you see like something like AWS go down and so many different services and applications are affected by it. Um, and it's just like you put all your eggs in that basket, and that's right. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that the cloud is bad or anything like that. I would never say that. I'm just saying like this is one of those concerns that I've had when it comes to the cloud. That's me. Just my thoughts. What are my goals for 2022? My goals for 2022 are to lose about 100 pounds. Legitimately, that's one of my goals is to lose 100 pounds. Um, and there's like so many things happening behind the scenes, even like specifically work related, like that I can't even talk about that excite me more than anything in my entire life. Um, Again, I don't want to say too much because I can't at this point in time, but just to say like, um, what I'll be doing with my career, like this is what I'll be doing going forward is it's literally everything that I could have ever dreamed of. And that's like all I can say right at this point in time. 2022 is going to be absolutely freaking wild. It's going to be a year that is going to really um change my entire life. Like, honestly. Um I'm excited. I really am. I know there's just so much I can't say. I'm sorry. Oh, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. You're welcome for the helpful content. Am I going to take the PNTP soon? That's a goal of 2022. That actually is a goal. I can definitely say that, like for sure. I'm going through the courses right now on TCM security. Like I said, I'm 30% done with the practical ethical hacking course, 82% done with the OSINT course. The last 3 weeks have been crazy because last month has been crazy because I've been preparing for surgery and then going through surgery. So I had to take a little bit of a break from that. But like I had to change like the core. I was originally starting out with the practical ethical hacking course because that's the foundation of it all, right? And then Heath was like, "Hey, I need you to go through this OSINT. I need you to do some OSINT." I was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna go through the OSINT course." I'm sorry, I got a hair in my mouth. So yeah, it's been interesting. It's Yeah. And Josh Mason, man, I love you, brother. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, man. Josh Mason, if you guys haven't followed this guy, Cyber Supply Drop, he does so much for the community. It's just phenomenal. Like he is another person where it's just like this guy, he cares. He cares about what what's happening. You know, he cares about helping people. So Josh Mason in this chat right now, please go follow him. Go follow Cyber Supply Drop. It is worth your time. It is worth your investment of like the 5 to 12 seconds it's going to take you to Google him or click on his name and click subscribe. I promise. I promise. Yeah. Anyway, I forgot what we were talking about. Things are good. Things are amazing. 2022 is going to be freaking phenomenal. I thought somebody said something about NFTs, and I was about to go on a tirade about NFTs because they're the stupidest thing I've ever heard. NFTs are dumb. I'm going to say that right now. NFTs are stupid because I'm just going to right click on whatever stupid NFT you buy. And I'm going to save that thing. And then guess what? Now I got a copy of whatever stupid NFT you got. Okay. Right? Like print screen. Oh, yeah. Now, the different like the technology behind the way NFTs work is a whole different story, right? Like I could see many benefits to how this could be used differently outside of art. Like what? Like come on. I've known how to print screen since I was like 12 years old. You know, and like you're gonna stop me from taking something digitally, right? Like it's just so stupid. It's just dumb. Sorry. NFTs, stupidest crap ever. Uh, how can you make the most of your help desk role? This is a fantastic question because the like what you can do to make the most of it is ask as many questions as you possibly can to everybody in your department and take as much or as many notes as you possibly can about the things that you're doing and the things that you're learning. That is like the best way to make it. On top of all that, ask if you could help. Like constantly ask like your sysadmins, your network admins, the people above you, the people, your peers, just like, hey, are there any projects or anything that you're working on that I can help you with? That is going to be phenomenal for you. Zach, confirmed art thief. It's just stupid. I just don't understand. Cisco the Kid. You have a disability, can only work from home. Can you get a cybersecurity job on the blue team side that is 100% remote? I'm sure that they exist. 100%. I'm sure that they exist. Um, I wouldn't be too worried, like too worried about it because there's so many jobs that are just completely remote now. I think you'll be okay. You'll be all right. Right. Yeah, there are definitely many of fake Picassos that exist, but originals, yes, are still valid, 100%. I just don't. Uh, I don't see. I just don't see it. Like I just don't see it with a digital, any like digital art. Like I don't know. Not it's nothing against art because I love art. Like that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like what is the point? Like I don't know. I just don't know. Like you buy your NFT, you have it's your own thing, right? But I can take a screenshot of that. I can right click and save that. I'll still do whatever I want with it because that's just the way it works, right? Like I just don't know. Now, right, like yes, NFTs are more than art, and I said that. That's not the thing. Like the technology behind what's going on, it's going to have a use. Like I could definitely see where we're going to have a use for it. But what's happening with NFTs right now is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. That's what I'm saying. Like the technology that is used right now for this is going to find like it's going to find a real world use. Right now, it's not that time. So anyway, enough about NFTs. Yeah. I the true point is having a unique item on the blockchain and individual deciding that for some reason that it's valuable. It's just like, okay, whatever. Any advice for someone with an associate's in both computer programming and software engineering? Well, what are you trying to do? Leo, any advice for me? What direction to go if you can't pass the CCNA? Well, I mean, there's like you could say potentially, well, is the CCNA right for you? And you really have to like dive deep into that. I'm not trying to tear you away from it. I'm just trying to say, like, okay, is this really the path that you want to take? Is this something that you really want to do? Is just like not having the certification hurting you, or do you really? But do you still know and understand the technologies and everything that's being used that essentially make up the CCNA, right? Um, there's nothing saying that you need a CCNA for anything, right? A lot of jobs could ask for it. Is it going to be a requirement? Potentially, sometimes, but not all the time. I've known plenty of network engineers that don't have any certifications, like legitimately. And this is no BS. Like they don't have any certs, but there they are. Like they're the ones taking care of the whole network. Don't always think that like certification is like going to be this gold stamp on whoever like you are, whatever like you are, whoever you are as a person or anything like that. Like no. Yeah, you won't find me buying any NFTs, whatever, because they're stupid. Who's preaching? Am I preaching? I don't know if I preached. Emerald Teen, you're just getting started and going back to school for cybersecurity degree. Any advice on what you should be doing to get into the industry for a starter? Well, what part of cybersecurity do you want to work in? That's always my first question. IT life, what's up? Happy holidays, Zach. Just started your role in IT as desktop support with no certs. Talked to the network team and was told to go for your CCNA. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are going to want the CCNA, and the CCNA is an extremely valuable certification in many ways. It's an industry wide, known, supported certification. Um, get it if you want. If they're telling you, if your network team is telling you to get your CCNA, they're telling you that probably because it'll help you advance your career in that organization. And if that's something that you want to do, then that's like the path that you should take. But if you're not too concerned about, taking your career to the next level in that organization, well, maybe a CCNA isn't right for you. I'm sorry. It's hard for me. I haven't talked this much in like over a week. It's definitely hurting my stomach a little bit. Definitely feeling weird. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I had surgery last week. I still feel kind of goofy. And probably the pain meds don't help it neither, but whatever. No, I'm not all hyped up on pain meds, y'all. Don't worry. I'll be all right. Dylan Lafferty. Can I talk about TCM security a little bit? What separates it from CompTIA Cert, CEH, OSCP? As an example, the training that's offered is TryHack Me, a good source to use along with TCM. So we actually, in some of our courses, do ask that you use TryHack Me along with what we're doing because it aligns perfectly. But what I can tell you what separates TCM security from like specifically the PNPT. The PNPT is the Practical Network Penetration Tester certification from TCM security. That's what would separate you from like the Pen Test Plus, CEH, OSCP per what you're saying. Our certification, it's practical. It's very, very much practical driven, right? That everything that we teach is designed to really help you understand and learn what an ethical hacker does on a day-to-day basis. This is what a penetration tester does. We're going to teach you the methodologies behind what they do, why they do it, but we're also going to give you hands-on experience hands-on into how these technologies work. So you get to follow along and you get the experience, by following along, right? Like you build labs, you dive into these labs, and you actually, do the things that a pen tester does. So, for instance, like Active Directory is a huge thing right now. If you pay attention to like LinkedIn and stuff, like OSCP is now just adding Active Directory to their exam. I don't know. Active Directory has been a huge part of TCM security for the existence, because Active Directory is one of those avenues that often gets exploited, right? So like we teach you these things, right? You get hands on with it. And I know Josh Mason is here, and this isn't a sponsored stream, so whatever, like INE, they have the EJBT, right? Like that's a great entry level type of cert too. That I think is often recommended too for people trying to get started, because it's a little bit different, right? It's much different than like the Pen Test Plus, for instance, right? Um, Pen Test Plus is just like multiple choice, which is whatever, multiple choice. CEH, right, is a lot of people often you'll hear it compare it to like capture the flag type of things, and even like some people say that about OSCP a little bit, but man, we're just different. What is the knowledge prerequisite to take the PNPT? So you could actually go and sign up for the PNPT with training, right? Like with the training, which is like the 5 courses that are included with it, which are practical ethical hacking, Windows privilege escalation, Linux privilege escalation, open source intelligence, and external pen test playbook. All of those courses, right? Those 5 courses that you get with the training for the PNPT, everything contained in those courses is what you're going to expect on the PNPT, essentially, right? Like that is exactly how it was designed. So those courses, if you take those 5 courses, like you might have to go over some of the different parts, a few times, right? Like you might have to go through some of the different lab scenarios a few times. And if you take good notes, which that's a huge part of it, like you should be able to pass the PNPT, because every single thing that you would find on the PNPT is found in our training. That's why I'm sorry that this turned into like, hey, I'm going to talk about TCM security. My bad. TC, is it better to study one thing at a time or all at once? Starting with learning networking, then Linux, then Python, etc. Seems a lot of learning. It would take 10 years to get into cyber. Like one of the things that you could do is you could like spin up a Linux VM. And this is what I did to learn Linux and Python at the same time. It worked really well for me because I really wanted to have an understanding of both. And I was like, what's the best way that I can do this? I spun up a Linux VM and I made that my Python machine. So everything that I did Python related was all done from this Linux machine. So it forced me at the same while I was learning Python, it forced me to understand and learn a lot of things about Linux. And I think that's a great way to do it, quite honestly. But some people will find it easier to do one thing at a time. Some people might find it easier to kind of mash things together. Everybody learns differently, and don't like look at what other people are doing as an indication that like that's what you should be doing, because whatever works for them might not work for you, and that's okay. So that's always like something I try to like stick in the things here. Sorry. I mean, I'm gonna ignore a comment that I just read because this is gatekeeping, bro, and I hate that. Like, I hate geek. There's nothing wrong with saying cyber. How about that? Like, there really isn't. I'm sorry that you guys feel that it's so offensive and hurtful and makes you sound like a noob, but like that. I'm done. What do I think about the Google IT courses on Coursera? Matthew Shorter. Okay, so if you want to know what I think about the Google's, just go out on Indeed.com and search for Google IT support certification. See how many jobs show up. That's it. Like if there's any certification that you're interested in, go out on the Google and see how many jobs exist with those certifications, right? Like it's usually a pretty good indication of like what's going on. Now, Google Cert has been around for a few years now, right? And it hasn't gained that much traction. It's getting there. I'm not saying it's terrible. It still has some type of value. Um, but yeah, it's like somebody could like throw that back at me like for like the PMPT, like we're slowly getting on job descriptions and our certification just came out like in this past year. I'm stoked about that. We're all stoked about that. It's going to keep going, getting bigger and bigger and larger. But if I look at something like Google, right, like that's something that when I initially saw this certification coming out, I was like, oh, that's going to be everywhere, man. That's a Google cert. That's what's up, right? Google is the bee's knees. The certification went nowhere. It's still gone nowhere. Like as far as like people recognizing it and understanding it and saying, yeah, that's great. Just doesn't happen. Sorry. Stephen Amador, love you, brother. Love you very much. You make me happy. I get to see you soon, Stephen. That'll be fun. We'll get to hang out, shoot some videos, yo. For someone with no experience in cybersecurity, a certification is enough to get a job, and skipping the help desk role, I mean, anything is possible. And that's like literally the best way that I can answer that question. Everybody's journey into IT is different. You know, it's sometimes it could just be who you know, right? But I could tell you, right? Like I definitely would tell you, someone with no experience having just the A plus, not plus, security plus, like for cybersecurity. Sorry, ugh, it's it's not typically enough, right? It's like honestly, but that's not to say that it couldn't happen. I'm just saying it's not typically enough, but it can still happen. Any advice for passing network and security plus exams? Just read the questions like just yeah, read the questions like 8,000 times so that you can actually understand what CompTIA is trying to ask you. And then after like the 8,001th time you've read that question, you probably understand what they're trying to ask you, and then you can answer the question. I'm just being a jerk. I always tell people for especially like CompTIA exams, there's hundreds, if not probably thousands of sample questions out there that exist and sample exams out there for these. Go through as many of them as you can. And, you know, when you're answering a lot of these questions successfully, like 90% of the time, then you're probably prepared. Jerry, if I had time, possibly, but I have like no time ever. I'm sorry. My time, I have 4 kids. I don't know if a lot of you guys realize that. I got 4 kids and I work full time. I got time. I wish I did have time. That's what I want for Christmas. It's time. Skip the help desk role. Can't even get into the help desk. Yeah. It's difficult to skip the help desk. I'm not going to lie. People do it. Don't get me wrong. People definitely do it. But it's not as easy as you think. Like if you want to skip the help desk, like I'll tell you right now, if you want to skip entry level roles or especially just like entry level tech roles, like you have to be putting in a lot of work to actually. It's you essentially have to prove that like you are more qualified than this because of X, Y, and Z. Like you have to show that. You know, you need to show people that you're qualified enough to skip these roles. And like it's so funny because like a lot of people want to skip these roles, and it's like I tell people all the time, you guys need to learn Active Directory, you need to learn about ticketing systems. Like these are some of these basic things that like I feel like nobody ever tells you to learn about. KevTech, bless his soul, I love KevTech, and Job Skillshare. They definitely tell you that all the time. So I'm very thankful for those guys, but like not a lot of people really stress the fact that like if you really want to like help progress things and move things forward and really like have good understanding of the things that you're going to be dealing with and using on a day-to-day basis, that can really help you advance in many ways. Like, yeah, those are the things, man. Yeah, and what Josh Mason says, you don't have to be an entry level for years, just long enough to show you have skills, right? Like, and again, it doesn't. Man, I feel like sometimes I'm gatekeeping people in a way, and I hate it. But it's like, but that's why I try to be so transparent about it. It's like, yes, you can absolutely skip help desk. It's possible. It's not possible for everybody though. It's not going to happen, and you have to have a good foundation of the technologies that are being used on a day-to-day basis to really help advance your career. Like, there's so much more involved in IT than just the technology, and like so many people just don't understand that also, like understanding the ways that different policies are utilized for different environments, right? Like, there's so many different procedures and policies for different organizations, and that sometimes takes years to understand, but it's a detrimental part to really helping your career advance. And unless you've worked in IT for a few years, you won't understand that, right? Like, so many people just think like, I just need to know the technologies, and I'm gonna be freaking golden. It's not that way. It's really not. Like, you have to have a good understanding of many things outside of the technologies. So yeah. Yeah, look at this right here. It's true. Not many people talk about adding good work notes in ServiceNow. Also, people should learn basic troubleshooting skills. 100%. Like, I tell people learn ticketing systems for so many reasons, but because if you can, if you, before you even get into any type of IT job, if you can have an understanding of what a ticketing system is there to do, you can use that ticketing system to learn almost everything about that environment, provided that they really utilize that ticketing system in the proper ways, right? Because in a ticketing system, like, you should be able to find resolutions to issues that happen on a day-to-day basis in that environment. So, like, when somebody calls you up and says, "Hey, I have a problem printing from this printer in XYZ," you can go through this ticketing system and see, "Hey, have they ever had a problem printing from that printer over in XYZ? Oh, they did? How did they fix that? Oh, here's these notes." Like, this is just like pro tips right here, guys. Like, you want to be successful, like on day one, there you go. That's how you do it. You guys got me all hyped up on that one. Like, I was in it to win it on that one for sure. You don't think it's gatekeeping? Well, I'm glad that you don't think that. You're basically telling people to have a good foundation before building the rest of their career. Imagine having a shoddy foundation for your home. For sure. Yeah. And again, it's I hate to like discourage people, because I've seen so often like people have zero IT experience become like a freaking cloud engineer in a matter of like 9 months. Like, that legit has happened. Like, or working in cybersecurity. Like, you just worked at McDonald's for the last 15 years, and like now all of a sudden you're like working in cybersecurity. But you know what? That dude that worked in McDonald's for the last 15 years, I guarantee you, has amazing customer service, and he knows how to talk to people. And that can get you so incredibly far. Like, that's what I mean when I tell you that IT isn't always technology. Just saying. I'm gonna chop some of the stuff in the YouTube shorts if I can figure out how to do that, because I haven't learned about the stupid YouTube shorts yet. But that was everything I think I just said in the last 5 minutes is freaking gold. Like, it's legit advice. It's just legit. Want a fun lab? Yeah, this perfect right here. Want a fun lab? Download, install, and play with OS Ticket. I think it's pretty much osticket.com. That's fun. It's a fun thing to learn. It's a ticketing system, and it's free, and you could learn it, and it's amazing. I'm telling you. Anyway, I'm all hyped up. Yeah. Who's talking about spending crazy money on training and learning? If you're spending more than like $1,000 a year on training for any reason, like, no, that's bad. It's real bad. Okay. But if the costs are that high, like, a job should be paying for that. But like, dude, there's so much free training out on the internet right now. There's so many content creators nowadays. I was just talking to the bearded IT about this like a couple weeks ago. Like when I started doing YouTube compared to now, like the amount of people doing IT related YouTube content has probably tripled, if not quadrupled, in the last 3 years. In the last 2 years specifically, like it had just exploded. And there's so many people out there sharing their knowledge for free dollars. And there's a lot of good content out there. And there's a lot of cheap, like really good cheap content out there. Affordable content. Are you talking about laptops? Okay. My bad. I mean, I don't have it down here with me, but I just bought the MacBook M1 like 3 weeks ago, probably a month ago now. But that MacBook M1, it's nice. I'm not even I can't even lie. That is it's butter. It is butter. Like I love that thing. And I'm glad that I made the decision that I was going to buy the 14-inch one because I had like the 17-inch MacBook Pro. Oftentimes I was like, man, this thing is just like a little bit too big. Just a little bit too big. Always. It was always just a little bit too big. That's what she said. But the MacBook M1 14-inch one, like that thing is just perfect. Gadget Tools Unlimited. The most they've ever spent on training was $20 Udemy course, and they have dozens of certifications. See? Oh, so if you're talking about like, hey, what is like the bare requirements to for like a laptop, I'll tell you, get 16 gigs of RAM at least. That's it. That's the only thing that you need to worry about. 16 gigs of RAM, please. And like a 512 hard drive at the very least. Like whatever processor that you're going to get in there is going to be more than sufficient to do most of everything that you're looking to do. But I promise you, the place that you're going to bottleneck the most is the RAM, especially when you're trying to learn IT and you're trying to spin up virtual machines. More RAM, the better. Always more RAM. The computer I'm on right now, I think I only got like 48 gigs, and I'm like, I need more RAM. I need more RAM. Always. Like that's the thing. That's what I'll tell you. So whatever you can afford, whatever's in your price range that has at least 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of hard drive space, you'll be good to go. See, I love this too. I love it. Is there anybody here that's like all right, hear about this. Is there anybody here that's interested in learning more about like Linux? Is like if you're not too familiar with Linux, but it sounds like but you have like a strong interest in Linux, right? Is there anybody here in the chat right now that has like a strong interest in learning Linux? I'm gonna wait. Don't worry. I gotta pour myself more drinks here. It's just Powerade, y'all. Don't worry. I'm not pouring myself alcoholic drinks. Don't worry. I should though. Blurry. It'd be real exciting if I was pouring myself some alcoholic drinks. Mm-mm. All right. Mafia boy, you don't count, bro. I poured off camera. Lethal Senpai, send me a message on LinkedIn and I'm going to gift you the Linux 101 course from TCM Security. So Lethal Senpai, my LinkedIn, linkedin.com/n. It's like, I am nerdy. Hit me up on LinkedIn and I will get you. But first, tell me at least your first name so that when you message me on LinkedIn, I know that it's you. Maybe don't, because then somebody's going to create like a sock account and they're going to pretend to be you. And then they're going to get the course for free. And then you're not going to get anything. You're like, sock account, what? I'm gonna say, go check out OSINT, yo. Is Linux a need to know in cybersecurity? I mean, here's the thing about IT, right? Like, just in general, like you should have a good understanding of some of the different operating systems that exist. And it's not going to take you a lot of time to really kind of sit down with some of these and figure them out, right? And I tell people this all the time, like, especially like people who like want to learn about Mac, right? Like learn like the Mac OS, like just pick up like a Linux OS and you're going to be good across the board. But yeah, like Linux, you want to learn it. Everything runs on Linux. Like everything runs on Linux. Like legit. I think it's like 90% of the cloud is like Linux computers or something, right? Because Linux runs everything. You don't need to become an expert in Linux by any means, but learn it. Oh, there you go. Josh Mason is giving away a TCM Linux 101 on Gerald Augers, Simply Cyber in 30 minutes when he interviews Philip Wiley. Thank you, sir. So there you go. If you wanna get a chance of learning, I can't even talk, man. I promise you, there's no alcohol in there, Steven. Don't even start with me, bro. That's probably the medicines from after surgery. Oh man. Oh, I'm gonna throw this one here. You would add for the requirements list for laptop, not only RAM 16 and 1 TB, there should be it should be an SSD. I mean, yeah, for sure. And an 8-core processor. I mean, yeah, I sure. Like whatever, you know? It's just like I always like look at the bare requirements to the operating systems that I'm gonna be virtualizing. What are the bare requirements? Like, you know, is it asking for multiple cores? Well, then yeah, then maybe I might want to have like 2 times the cores on my processor to help virtualize. But do you want me to give away you want to give away a month of Try Hack Me, Josh Mason? I'm just picking random people, Josh. So if you want to pick a random person or want me to pick a random person, like yeah, we can absolutely do that, brother. Super chat, Alex Rodriguez, thank you, brother. I can't talk today. I'm sorry. Moving to Austin, Texas with no job, no IT experience, 5 years banking experience, and almost have your CompTIA ITF cert. Any tips on landing first IT job? Very nervous. I mean, definitely want to start learning like things that are way past the CompTIA ITF certification because that's very, very much fundamentals based. So start looking into like the CompTIA A plus, Network plus, Security plus. Not saying that you have to actually go get these certifications, but learn and understand some of the technologies that they're teaching you on there because those are all going to be very, very helpful for you. But you have 5 years of banking experience, which is going to be great for customer service. So landing something like an entry level help desk role, it should be not necessarily easy, just easier for you. But you're definitely going to want to have some of the technical skills to help back up like why it is that you're trying to transition to the IT field. And I don't personally feel like the CompTIA ITF is enough. Like I just don't. It's not going to. I don't feel like that's one of those certs that's really going to stick out for anybody. There's nothing against that certification because I think for a lot of people it's very, very helpful. But when you're trying to get into IT, that's not that. It's not for that. I hope that is helpful for you. You want me to give it away? All right, I'll give it away. Josh Mason is. Let me find it. We're gonna give away a month of Try Hack Me. Well, Josh Mason is because he's the best and we love him. If you guys, first of all, do you know? Does everybody here know what Try Hack Me is? So like you can like put it in the chat and I'll wait. You sent me a message. I will get back to you if you sent me a message on LinkedIn for sure. I promise you. It's gonna be way too hard for me to like go back and forth between all of these different windows to purchase stuff. But I got you. Send it to me on LinkedIn. All right, I got it, bro. Thank you. So a couple people don't know what Try Hack Me is. All right. So the people who said or are wondering what Try Hack Me is, are you guys like interested in security, cybersecurity? Or should I say, are you interested in cyber? ASL. Just kidding. If anybody got that joke, please just let me know in the chat because I'd really appreciate it. Oh, that hurt. Yeah. So, okay. So if you're interested in cybersecurity and you don't know what TryHackMe is, well, you're going to learn today. TryHackMe is an amazing platform that it provides you with virtual labs, essentially. It provides you virtual access to labs that will help you learn and understand a lot of the different, vulnerabilities that are happening, a lot of the different just fundamentals of cybersecurity. TryHackMe has an amazing like entry level like room. I've heard amazing things about that one that really just help lay you down the fundamentals. And it's just very much like hands on with everything that you're doing. So it's a great platform. I would love to say more about it. I don't know what else I could possibly say other than it's pretty awesome. So TryHackMe is probably like it's right beneath Hack the Box. Hack the Box is definitely a lot more advanced. In some ways, for sure. But anyway, so now that you guys know what TryHackMe is, if you're interested in cybersecurity, put in the chat, I'm interested in cybersecurity. Actually, no, I'm just kidding. If you're interested in a subscription to the TryHackMe, all you got to say is, I'm interested in cybersecurity. Oh, there you go. Jerry Asagba, you were the first one, so you win. There you go. Jerry, please send me a message on LinkedIn, and I will get you the voucher to TryHackMe. Again, I am completely just picking people from random, but God, I can't talk today. I'm sorry. Picking random people. Anyway, congratulations, man. Just please hit me up on LinkedIn, Jerry, and let me know that you won the TryHackMe, and I got you. Thank you to Josh Mason for providing that. You're amazing. Steven, you silly man. Do I have recommendations for a Linux course? I would personally probably recommend Linux 101 from CCNA. Throwing that one out there. I'll put it right here in the chat. Yeah, of course, Dakota. You can mention that, man. There. Bearded IT Dad is giving away a year of Hack the Box on his channel. So if you're interested in that, go check out his YouTube channel. Yay, Jerry. Will unvaxxed people be able to work in IT? God, I want to say a lot of things about this, but I know that YouTube will probably ban me. But if you decide to not go down that route, right? I don't care. I literally do not care about you. If you don't want to go down that route, I don't care. I do not care. I would prefer that you didn't work in IT if that's not something that you're comfortable doing. Personally, go get it. It doesn't hurt. Well, it might hurt a little bit, but it's okay. You'll be okay. It'll be okay. I promise you. Your work is making it mandatory. I'm very thankful for your work. That's all that I can tell you. And I feel so strongly about this because I had that terrible thing, and not the thing in your arm. I'm being very cautious on how I word all of this. But I had the I had the Rona, if you will, and I still have symptoms from it. I still have symptoms from it. So I still can't taste or smell. That is a side effect that I might have for the rest of my life. And if I could have got something to help prevent that, I would have been I would have signed up for it, but it wasn't around at the time. So it's yeah, I feel very, very strongly about it. I really don't care. Like that's my personal thoughts and opinion. It's something that yeah, I don't know, whatever. To each their own. I'm just saying, like, I just don't care. Dude, I have tried so many different things to get my sense of smell back. Um like right now, like it's the weirdest thing. Like anything that's burning, anything at all that's burning, like smells exactly the same. So it's like you could set like a piece of rubber on fire in front of me, and you could set like leaves on fire in front of me. And like those are two very, very distinct smells when they're burning, but they will smell exactly the same to me. And that's a very, very weird thing. And this has been over a year that like I've gone through this. So whatever. It's not what this is all about. Somebody asked a question about it. I gave my honest feedback. Businesses can do whatever they want to do. If they want a requirement for it, they're going to require it. If they don't, they don't. You do whatever you want with your life. I literally do not care. But if you're asking for my personal opinion, I will tell you my personal opinion. I will share that with you. But yeah, you're going to find that there's probably going to be many organizations that aren't going to play ball. They're not going to requirement. They're not going to make that a requirement. And that's all on you. That is all on you as an individual. Do with that as you will. It is like politics in the workplace. I hate talking about it. I don't like it because people get upset about it. Like no matter what, somebody's going to get upset about it. If I would have said that I was totally against it, like then people would have been mad at me because I said I'm totally against it. If I said I'm totally for it, people are going to be mad at me that I'm totally for it. But at the end of the day, I truly do not give a crap what you do with your own life. Like, I truly mean that wholeheartedly, genuinely, and from a very, very good place. I do not care what you do with your own life. Do with it as you will. I care about me and my life and my family, but like, do whatever you want to do. Yeah, you're going to learn today. Sorry. Maybe remote work only for unvaxxed in IT. Will it be possible? I'm sure. I'm sure. It's whatever, man. It's like I said, there's no winning or losing with this one right now because so many people get so upset about it. Make an NFT on that. Oh man. Trying to throw that at me. It's harsh. That's harsh. Just want to thank you so much. You listened, followed, and just got your first job. Congratulations to you. I'm very excited for you. That is awesome. Any new video games coming out? I don't play any video games really. Like occasionally, like I'll get on and play like a Magic the Gathering Arena or like World of Warcraft Classic, Burning Crusade one, because that's my jam. I just sit there and like grind away for like an hour or two and then get bored and like, oh, I'm done with it. But I'm not a big gamer. I wish that I was sometimes. But 4 kids, I ain't got time for that. Oh, sorry. No, a little bit of WoW. Not a ton of WoW. A little tiny bit. Anyway, I don't know how long I've been doing this. Too long. BF 2042. What is that? Battlefield 2042? And War Thunder? I've never heard of War Thunder. Blanco's Block Party? What is that? Actually, you know what I've been really addicted to? I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually gonna do a video about this. Not this game. There's a game on my phone. It's Star Trek Legends. And man, all right. First, here, let me tell you all a story here. Back in May of this past year, I think it was about May. I started watching Star Trek: The Next Generation, And first of all, I'm 37 years old. I've never in my life watched an entire episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. I've seen it on TV before. Familiar with some of the characters and stuff, but for my entire life, for the last 37 years, I was like, that show is stupid, whatever, it's dumb. Okay, I watched the Star Trek Next Generation, the entire first season. I finished it sometime in like I think the end of July or the beginning of August. Um and I watched like the very last movie, which literally made me cry, by the way. I'm not gonna give spoilers, okay? Because I can't, but the last movie literally made me cry. And that says a lot for somebody who just started watching this TV show like, 2.5, 3 months prior, right? But Star Trek: The Next Generation, oh, I mean this with everything out of my heart, is the best TV show I've ever watched in my entire life. Ever. Ever in my entire life. That is the best TV show that I ever watched. So much, in fact, that in November, I decided to rewatch the entire Next Generation series all over again because it's literally that good. And there's so much, and I mean this in so many ways. There's so much that everybody out there can learn just from watching that show. Like that show has a huge impact on so many things if you just sit down and watch it and understand what they're saying. Um, it is like phenomenal. Like once you get over like the cheesiness of some of it, that show, I'm telling you, like it was way ahead of its time. Way ahead of its time. And I'm telling you this, and from in 2021 is when I watched this show. That series ended in 1993. From 1987 to 1993, that show was on the air, and it was way ahead of its time. Like they nailed it. And yes, I do watch Star Trek Discovery and Picard, and I love both of them. Right now, I'm trying to watch Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I'm trying to go through all the seasons. I'm on the third season. I'm like halfway through the third season of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. So totally, I'm just stoked. Like that, even Deep Space Nine, like there's so much to be learned about that, right? Like, and I didn't really like you don't realize it. I didn't realize it, right? Of course, because I'm just like discovering Star Trek, but like they had the first person of color as the captain, right? Like they're on Deep Space Nine, which is like so huge for so many freaking reasons, and I just love it. Like I just love everything about that show. Like it makes me so happy on so many levels because even then, right? Even back then in 1994, when Deep Space Nine aired, it's way ahead of its time. It's like so far ahead of its time. Uh, I hate Star Wars. Like I do not care about Star Wars at all. Sorry. That's gonna make so many people upset. I know. I'm sorry. I do not like Star Wars. I can't do it. The Expanse, that's pretty good. I'm on like the second season, I think, of The Expanse. Um, that one's been a little bit more difficult for me to get into, just because like I heard about The Expanse like shortly after watching The Next Generation. But Deep Space Nine, so yes, I can agree that it's a little bit right? Um, but I think the thing about Deep Space Nine is like a lot of there's so much to be learned. Like truly, like there's just a lot to be learned from how this stuff is laid out. It's just like it can give you a completely different sense of like reality, right? Like it helps you have a really good understanding of the way things currently are to the way like things should be, right? Like that that right there in itself, it's just like this is the way that things should be. Like one day I hope things are this way. Um and you'll if you watch it or if you watched it, you understand. Like the world we live in today sucks, and if we want it to be more like Star Trek. I promise you. Like we definitely want the world to be more like that how that's all laid out. Minus all like the sex stuff because that's like it's the funniest thing to me. It's so cheesy how they introduce all that stuff into it. But anyway, uh yeah. Next Generation does go deep. They're all pretty good. Anyway, people are like, why is this dude just sitting here talking about freaking Star Trek? I'm sorry. But if you guys haven't watched it, please do. It's worth your time. It really is. And if you get attached like me in the very last movie, you'll cry too. Because I definitely cried big old man baby tears in the last movie. Like, can't even deny it. That movie broke my heart. Like, seriously. And like my wife, like she just laughed at me. She's like, why are you crying? I'm like, you don't understand. Like, you just don't. I'm not giving spoilers, so I can't give that much detail. But I was just like, you just don't understand what just happened. But if you know, you know, and that's why I still can't. Even after finishing the next generation for the second time again, I still can't go back to the very last movie. The fun of AMAs goes all sorts of directions for sure. That's for sure. But anyway, I've been doing this for like too long now. I think there's a giveaway coming up in 9 minutes on the Simply Cyber channel. Let me pull that up. YouTube.com. It's status. User Simply Cyber. No, can't find it. Why doesn't that work? Simply Cyber.
What's up, YouTube? Rich Stereos, you here?
So over on the Simply Cyber channel, they're also doing a giveaway for a Linux 101 voucher for TCM Security. So definitely go check that out. Nick Salvador. If you missed it, I just started watching Star Trek for the very first time this past year, like in May or something. So it's literally the first time I watched it. It's amazing. And if you have to start it from the beginning, and you have to bear through the first season. A lot of people are like, "Oh, the first season's so bad, it's so cheesy, so whatever." Like, there's definitely some things about the first season. There's definitely a lot of things about all of the seasons, to be honest with you, that are definitely like a little bit cringe or like, But overall, it's pretty phenomenal. Oh, now I'm getting yelled at. I filled out something wrong. Hold on. Shoot. Heath is mad at me right now because I created a ticket for him because I probably, more than likely, filled out the gift voucher wrong. I'm guessing that's what happened. Hang on. Gift voucher. Oh, sorry, my bad. Our gifting system is a little bit like on our gift voucher page. My information autofills and it always gets screwed up. Anyway. It's so funny. He's just laughing at me. Oh, I love it. It's so funny. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys today. I've been doing this for way too long. I should probably get some lunch or something if I can. But thank you everybody for being here. If I offended you in any way, that's not my intention. Just so you know, we talked about a lot of things here. We got real deep in some things. I'm not out to offend you. Yeah, that's all. Merry Christmas to you all, and to all a good night.